Good Monday morning, mateys. How y'all doing? Welcome to another Monday morning live stream where we go over horror news and channel updates. Before we get to the horror news, which is what we usually start with, I just want to briefly mention that the House LLC kill count, obviously, still not out. Still not out. Yep. And we are working on it. It's got a copyright claim. It was blocked from viewing due to the copyright claim. The director, Stephen Cognetti, and the production company that made it are trying to help us out. On Twitter, they reached out to us, and they said that they're reaching out to the people to get it unblocked. My guess is that whoever makes that decision or whoever presses those buttons to get a claim released didn't work over the weekend. I also think that they live overseas, like in Italy, which is weird because it should be like middle of the day for them and still not gone, and they don't celebrate MLK Day as far as I know. Happy MLK Day, by the way. It's a holiday for dead meat, so all the employees are off, but I am still happy to do this. Yeah, I just keep refreshing my page, and no, the copyright claim is still there. So hey, will we technically have a kill count released every week this year? No, but we will still have one released on average every week, because what we're not going to do is we're not just going to push Hell House to this Friday. We're going to release Hell House whenever this claim gets released, and then whether that be today or tomorrow or whatever, and then on Friday will still be Evil Dead Rise. We're not just going to like delay, because previously, last year, what we probably would have done would be like, okay, this is out of our hands, so we're just going to release Hell House this Friday and give ourselves an extra week to catch up. We're not doing that this time. I said a kill count every week. This is kind of out of our control, but we're going to stick to it as much as we can and release Hell House as soon as it's possible. And then Evil Dead Rise still on time this Friday. Evil Dead Rise appears to be locked in. That upload is done, uploaded. There's not a copyright claim. There is a small mistake in the episode. I say 50 Shades of Fright instead of 50 States of Fright, but we're so afraid of like making a correction and re-uploading it and then that new upload getting claimed that we're just gonna have to leave that error in, even though it's been uploaded a few days now. We're just gonna have to. That's the problem with this situation, man. Like, years past, if I had noticed an error, the night before a video came out, I could quickly fix it, re-upload it, and then release it the next morning. But nowadays, we have to have these videos done so far in advance. And the problem with Hell House was we uploaded versions of it over a week ago, but they kept getting age restricted because of all the fucking self-harm stuff in it. So we would take it down, we would edit it, re-upload it, and the last upload that we did that we think won't get age restricted, that got hit with a copyright claim that the previous ones had been hit with, and then we got them removed. That's why in my post I was like, we're confident it'll be gone in a few days. But this one's taking longer to get off for some reason. Again, I think maybe because of the weekend. People just aren't working on the weekends like I do. But that's the situation. As soon as it's available, we will have that come out and release. I literally just constantly am checking my phone because I want that episode out. I love that movie. We just watched Carmichael Manor last night, which was also a lot of fun. And yeah, it'll be out when it's out. Evil Dead Rise this Friday for sure. Moving on to horror news, and then we'll get back to more Dead Meat updates. But just wanted to update you for the people asking where the kill count is. It's blocked by a copyright claim. We're doing all we can. Okay. So, on to the horror news of this week. I didn't want to lead with this because it feels clickbaity, but it's also, the biggest story, I think, going on right now in our world of horror, since Mia Goth is such a huge actor in the space right now, a very talented actor, but right now she is being sued by, this is coming from Variety, but it's all over. She's being sued by a background actor who claims that last April, he was on set for Maxine, the upcoming third film after X and Pearl and Ty West's trilogy. And he says that basically what happened was he was laying on the ground playing a dead person. Goth was supposed to run past him, sometimes stepped over him, and that she nearly stepped on him. He complained to the second assistant director, who relayed the concern to Goth, and then on the next take, according to this background actor, Goth deliberately kicked him in the head, and then after it was complete, they say that they were in the bathroom, and Goth came in and taunted them, and then they were fired from the set instead of working the remaining 2 days that they were hired on to do. So I'm just waiting for more information to come out. I'm not going to say anything either way. That's basically, I'm just waiting for more information to come out because, I mean, a lawsuit's a serious thing. You know, if you're, this isn't just someone saying something, or like tweeting something or like mentioning it to dirt sheets or whatever. They filed an actual lawsuit. So I'm assuming more information will come out at some point and we'll see what happens. I hope it's not the case. Obviously, I really like Mia Goth's work as an actor. No one should be getting kicked in the head or mocked. I saw at least one comment in the chat, and I've seen comments online of like people being like, "Oh, I wish Mia Goth would kick me in the head." That's fucked up, man. Come on, like that's like being like, "I wish Chris Brown would beat me." Like, come on, it's shitty to belittle harassment or abuse. That might be either because Mia Goth is popular in our space or because abuse against men are sometimes belittled, which sucks. So I'm just saying I'm not going to. That's the lawsuit. That's the allegation. We'll see what happens. I really hope that it didn't take place, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. I think Ty West and A24 are also named in the lawsuit. Yes, they are, for wrongful termination. I think the background extra said something about a medic not being on set, which we'll see if that should be easy to prove with like a call sheet or something, but I'm not sure. So that's that story. Again, I didn't want to lead with it because it feels clickbaity, but that's what people are talking about. So that's what's going on there. Jacob Elordi, who is so hot right now after Saltburn and Priscilla, where he played Elvis, he is going to play Frankenstein's monster in a Guillermo del Toro movie for Netflix. So, that's pretty cool. I think that's all I got. Is writing, directing, and producing, so it sounds like it's still in pre-production. Oh yeah, del Toro has been developing the Frankenstein project for some time. Oh yeah, coffee mug of the day. That's right. In honor of this weekend being the Dead Meat Royal Rumble, not the actual Royal Rumble. I'm still counting down the days for that. Although this weekend we're going to Vegas, so that's pretty fun too for our anniversary. But in honor of that, oh, is it on both sides? Hell yeah. It's a great mug. It's because when I grew up and watched it, it was WWF, World Wrestling Federation. And then they got sued by the World Wildlife Foundation and had to change their name. They had to get the F out and change their name to WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. But this one's a nice little merger of the two WWFs. Got Panda hitting another Panda with a chair. By God. That's great. Love it. Okay, yes. So, Elordi in a Frankenstein movie. Great. Last of Us casts Caitlin Dever as pivotal Season 2 character Abby. So I started reading this article, and it was like, it's difficult to explain to Last of Us newbies who Abby is without getting into spoilers. So that's when I stopped reading, because I have not played those games. I have not seen that show yet. It's on my list. But, yeah, that's all I got. I know that there was controversy over the previous casting and that there was like a lot of harassment online for a previous actress in it, so I hope that doesn't happen again. Hope it doesn't happen again, not Abby again. I was throwing Abby in there for happen. All I know is that Caitlin Dever was great and No One Will Save You. Check that out if you haven't. It's a really good, really interesting movie. I think it's on Netflix where there's like no dialogue at all, so yeah, check that out. It may or may not get some nominations at the Dead Meat Horror Awards. We'll see. David Bruckner is going to write and direct a Blob reimagining, a remake, a reboot, whatever. David Bruckner, I associate him with The Night House the most, but he also did was it called The Ritual? in 2017 on Netflix. He also did the Hellraiser remake, that's right, for Hulu last year. And then he really started with that amateur night segment in VHS. I think it's probably the most memorable segment in that first VHS. It's the guys who pick up the girl, and then she's like really kind of awkward, and then she like is a siren. They made a movie, Siren, the spin-off of it. I know that I saw some people saying that David Bruckner was a weird choice for the Blob. And since I think of him as the Night House guy, I first was like, yeah, maybe he is. But then we just watched VHS 85. And if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil things. But he directed the wraparound narrative. And that has a very Blob-like thing going on in it. And so after watching that, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Maybe this was like a test run for the Blob. Because it was also really good. VHS 85 was interesting because, like, the first segment, I know a lot of people loved it. I was like, this isn't my favorite thing. Second segment, I didn't love. Third segment comes out, I like it. Fourth one makes the first one better. Fifth one is phenomenal. And then this wraparound got better and better every time they came back to it. So it really pulled up in the end. At first, I was like, oh no, am I not going to like this VHS? But no, I ended up liking it. So a couple quick release date updates. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is now going to be coming out on March 22nd instead of March 29th, so mark your calendars, all you little Ghostbust nuts. Go, you nutbusters. Mark those calendars. And Godzilla X Kong also moving up for 2 weeks. This will be out on March 29th now. So there you go. Walking Dead is still a thing, and they had a trailer for its 6th spin-off show. How is that real? How is that real? 6 spin-offs? If you're watching it, man, and you're enjoying it, good. I'm glad. I'm so happy for you. You have so much content to consume. But apparently this one brings back Rick and Michonne. So that's cool, I guess, because I know that he left a few years ago and she left right after him. I can't believe the 6th. Wait, Lincoln departed The Walking Dead in season 9 and hasn't been... I think I've asked this question before on this stream, but is The Walking Dead still going on? Because this framing hasn't been back since. Makes it sound like it's still going on. Is that... I don't know. That's nuts. 6 spin-offs? No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. The main show ended? Okay. Oh, maybe they're like, he hasn't been seen. Oh, hasn't been seen since, I guess, like in any of the spin-offs or anything. Okay. All right. This is interesting. 28 years later is being talked about due to hit studios and streamers as a hot package later. Wait. Due to hit studios and streamers as a hot pack. Oh, I guess like for them to pick up. Okay, I was like, it's not. They didn't make it, did they? No, yes, we got the original people. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, the director and writer of 28 Days Later, which I covered on the Kill Count early last year. And they are, yeah, maybe even a trilogy of sequels. Why is that always the case now? People getting hired for like, we're planning out like a full trilogy. Just make a good movie and then go from there. Halloween, Exorcist, David. Yeah, so maybe 28 years later is going to happen. As far as kill counts go, dude, I was so excited because, okay, I did 28 Days Later on the kill count early last year. Then all the stuff with my dad happened, so I couldn't really do 28 weeks later right away. But then I was like, okay, what we'll do is we'll release 28 weeks later, 28 weeks after the 28 days kill count. And I put it in the calendar, and I got real excited, and we got the episode, like, in a good spot. We worked a lot on it, and then the strikes happened. And the strikes were taking place during that. It would have been in October, and it would have been great. It would have been, like, I would have opened it with, like, 28 weeks ago, I covered 28 Days Later. And now, 28 weeks later, we're covering the sequel. Wasn't meant to be. A lot of things weren't meant to be last year. So, that sucks. That's right, Ben. It was a good idea. So, yes, but 28 years later, I wonder if they'll get Killian back, since he survived the first one and isn't in the second one. Probably too big a star now after all that Oppenheimering he's been doing, but I'm not even sure if the story needs him. But I'm excited to see them return to the series. Kyle Gallner, speaking of returns, is set to return to Smile 2, which, yes, is happening. Smile 2, which is not yet the project's official name, so maybe it'll be Smile Harder. And do we know when this is coming out? I thought that it was coming out this year. Oh, yeah, October of this year, that's right. Okay, so he'll be returning. I really liked Smile. I thought it was very scary and effective, and I liked the way it was shot. I know it was kind of It Follows meets The Ring, but whatever. Still pretty creepy. I liked it. And yes, I see many people in the chat mentioning this. David Gordon Green is departing the Exorcist sequel. He was attached to the sequel. They are now looking for a new director. So The Exorcist Believer, right? Is that what it's called? Yes, The Exorcist Believer came out last year in October. So this says it was a major disappointment at the box office. I know that they're probably saying that because I guess it did worse than expected. It did pretty okay, I think, at the box office because it was made for just like 30-something million and ended up making 136 million globally. The domestic haul wasn't that great. The thing is that really brought down the gains, as it were, from Universal, is that they paid $400 million for the rights to The Exorcist. And it was to make a sequel. So if all three of them made that, it would just barely start to recoup the costs. I also feel like was there stuff with like no, I'm thinking of Rings of Power, how they didn't get like all the rights to everything. But Exorcist, yeah, they paid $400 million for the rights for I don't know anyone who needed an Exorcise franchise. And I still haven't watched this movie. I know that it got a pretty negative reception. And again, I've said this in a previous live stream. I've seen people talk shit about David Gordon Green. The guy is a nice man. He made the second best Halloween movie that there is, third if you count Season of the Witch, in my opinion, obviously. I like him as a person. I do think the Halloween sequels, Kills and Ends, had many issues with them, very different issues, and it sounds like The Exorcist Believer also had a problem, but you know what? Don't talk, don't be a dick to him personally, and honestly, I'm excited that he's not doing this because, as it said, I don't know what Nutcrackers is, starring Ben Stiller, but he's going to be focusing on Season 4 of The Righteous Gemstones. The Righteous Gemstones is fucking great. It's one of my favorite shows. I think Season 3 was the best one yet. It's so funny. I love it. It's just like goofy evangelist succession kind of, and the characters are great. And David Gordon Green can do whatever as long as he keeps making Righteous Gemstones. I fucking love it, and it's great. He's a good comedy guy, you know. And then last bit of news here is that they're is this a different Frankenstein movie? This is a different Frankenstein movie. Okay, I guess we're gonna. Last year we had a bunch of Draculas running around, so I guess we're gonna get a bunch of Frankensteins lumbering around soon. This is Maggie Gyllenhaal's Frankenstein. This cast is nuts. Annette Bening, Jessie Buckley from Men, Christian Bale and Penelope Cruz and Peter Sellers. Great, cool. That's all I know about that. Okay, so let me get a big old swig of coffee. I can drink coffee during this, of course. I haven't watched this yet, and I'm so excited to. I held off on watching this because I wanted to watch it during the stream and get my first impressions here, but this is the trailer for Abigail, which is Radio Silence's upcoming film starring Melissa Barrera from their Scream films and Catherine Newton, among other people. But I'm really excited. I know the general premise of this, so if you don't want trailer spoilers, just mute me for a second. But my understanding is that, just so we know what we're looking at going in, a group of criminals are hired to kidnap a girl, and they kidnap her. She's like a ballerina prodigy, And when they kidnap her, they find out she's a vampire. So that sounds fun. I think it takes place in a big house, which is great because that's what they did for Ready or Not. Fucking fantastic movie, one of my favorites of the year, 2019. And so yeah, let's see what this is like. Let me turn down this lo-fi music and turn up the volume here. Big house.
You all came highly recommended. You know the rules. No real names, no backstories, no cell phones.
So whose kid is she?
A very wealthy man who's about to be $50 million poorer.
I'm here to make sure you're safe.
What's your name? Mine's Abigail.
You can call me Joey.
Oh, is she gonna be the nice kidnapper?
I have a little boy.
See you in 24 hours.
Do you know what a pinky promise is? If you behave and do as we say, like Pinky promise you, it'll all be over soon.
Joey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about what's going to happen to you.
What the fuck?
Shit, we gotta get out of here.
Love a good bottle plot.
I think she knows something.
Guys.
What the fuck is that thing?
We kidnapped a fucking vampire. A ballerina vampire. Okay, how do we kill a vampire? What are we talking about? Like an Anne Rice or a True Blood? You know, Twilight? Stake through the heart.
Who's that guy?
Daylight is a big one.
All right, let's go kill us a fucking vampire. Ready?
Fred Dukes? Look, Keeney from Lost, that's what I thought. Ryan Durand, I think? Ooh.
What can I say? I like playing with my phone.
Fucking flying!
Oh shit. I wonder if this was made after Megan. And they're like, oh, little girls dancing. That does well on TikTok. Oh, nice.
Ballet.
Oh, dancing with a beheaded body. That they're so good at fun fun horror radio silences. And yes, I'm friends with them, but I think that they make such fun movies, and I love this. Didn't know you could. Oh, there are ads. I'm sorry if there are ads going on. YouTube was like, we'll take care of it. And I was like, sure, whatever. Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton, Kevin Durand. Hell yeah, that's what I thought, dude. He's looking fucking good. Lost was how many years ago? Like, going on 20 years ago. And this guy's still looking fucking jacked and good. Hell yeah. And yes, wasn't that Giancarlo Esposito? Thought so, but I don't see him listed in here. Anyway, I bet this is going to live on the performance of Alicia Weir, who is Abigail. She was in some other stuff, Matilda the Musical Darklands. God, that looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun. Do we have a release date? April 19th, baby. Nice. You don't have to wait too long for that. So, good stuff. I'm excited for that. Oh, and written by Guy Busick, who wrote the Scream franchise and Ready or Not, and Stephen Shields, who I'm not familiar with. So, we'll see about that. Cool. That's fun. Nice. I'm excited for that. All right. Moving on to Dead Meat News. Here's the channel updates for you. So, again, House LLC. Let me check my phone, see if it's a little refresh, and still copyright. Okay. Wouldn't that be cool if, like, on the stream, I saw the copyright claim get released, and I was like, all right, go forth and watch it. But seriously, when you see it come out, go forth and watch it. That'd be cool. It is a shorter episode. It's 16 minutes. Oh, it's just about 17 minutes. Short compared to modern kill counts, but we never pad our episodes. I'm sure some people think we do, but we never try to make the episodes longer than they need to be. That is always my position, is the episode is as long as it should be. We, try to keep it as concise and interesting as possible. And when we have a lot of behind the scenes stuff or a lot of jokes for it, we'll put them in. If we don't try to just fucking pad it for runtime. And apparently that's a problem. I was told that currently the algorithm expects videos to be a certain length from channels, and because our videos tend to be in the 22 to 30 minute length, that when they're not, the algorithm's like, all right, well then we're not going to push it as much, which, cool. I'm not going to pad the episodes to hit those targets. If they end up being 17 minutes, they end up being 17 minutes. When They Talk comes out, which it will soon, those are more like 10 minutes. And they're going to be 10 minutes. And hopefully those don't get, pushed down in the algorithm, which sucks. But when it comes out, please watch it. And then Friday will be the Evil Dead Rise kill count. I don't think I've announced kill counts past that, have I? Nothing officially. So can I clue you in on anything coming out? Okay, yeah, I did say that. I did mention The Menu as an upcoming kill count, right? Well, that is the one after Evil Dead Rise. We weren't sure. We were kind of juggling a few options, but The Menu will be out on Friday, January 26th as a kill count. Rewatching that movie, it's so fucking good, man. I say it in the episode, but probably top 5 for me, which in 20 of the year, not of all time, but for 2022, top 5, that is an honor. There were so many fucking good movies that came out that year, and The Menu is so funny and so good. If you haven't seen it, check it out soon, because it'll be coming out on Friday the 26th. Phenomenal performances, and again, so funny, just pitch black humor. And then here's a new one. Here, because I had already said that The Menu would be coming up soon, and now I've given the date. So because, maybe I wouldn't have announced this, but because you didn't get a kill count this past weekend, again, due to copyright issues, out of my control, but I'll still give you a little treat and let you know what's happening on Friday, February 2nd. I'm so excited for this. And it's probably going to be a short episode because there's only so much you can do with a movie that spends the first 10 minutes just with a camera low to the ground running around a hotel and having people look down and be like, whoa, and then it's 10 minutes of it for the opening scene. And then the rest of the movie, real slow too. You got people talking to taxidermied animals, and you got people having dreams that then repeat themselves. And so there's not a ton to talk about, but I'll talk about everything I can because, guys, February 2nd, we're looking at Puppet Master, yo. We're looking at Puppet Master. Fucking Puppet Master. Oh, it's so good. Fucking love Puppet Master. We're just looking at the first one right now, okay? Because here's the thing. Movies that are older and cheesier, they don't always do well. And if I committed to a whole bunch of Puppet Masters, who the fuck knows what would happen to the channel, alright? We're gonna do the first one. If it does well, we'll look at the others. But that first one, oh man, it's a weird fucking movie. It's kind of a Friday the 13th situation where, like, the first one, not what you'd expect. It's not exactly what you think of when you think of Puppet Master. But we're gonna look at it. So fucking excited. I've been the Puppet Master is like one of my franchises, man. From a kid, I fucking loved them, and I've always wanted to cover them. It just, there was always other stuff to do, but I don't care. Right now, we're looking at that first one, and check it out. And if it does well, we'll look at more of them. There are like 10 in the main series, and then like 3 spin-offs or something. And those last 3 in the main series are rough, but The first 6 are fun, honestly. I'll say that right now. But we're just looking at the first one, February 2nd. Check it out. So fucking... Finally, the expensive puppets that I bought years ago from Full Moon, the life-sized replicas who have just been sitting in my closet, they're finally going to get some use. Great. Okay, so that's it for kill count updates. But this weekend, baby, Horror Royal Rumble, 2nd annual. We've recorded it. It's being edited. It's coming out Sunday. We gotta fucking edit that soon. So excited. So excited. Who, should I give you one participant who's in it? Should I just tease one? We should probably release some images like we did last year of the participants coming out. Just a few of them, like 4 or 5 out of the 30 that are coming out. Let's see, who do we got? Who's a good one to review? Who's not like boring because they're too obvious, but a little interesting. You know what? That's too interesting. I'll leave that one. Okay, yeah, you know what? We got fucking Gregory Tudor, the Ice Cream Man. Last year we had Reggie from Phantasm, also an Ice Cream Man. This year we've got the Ice Cream Man, Gregory Tudor. He's all out of grenadine for his ice cream treats, and he's here to kick some ass. So, very excited for that. It'll be him and 29 other participants, including one from last year, a single returnee, and they will be fighting to be the last one standing in a ring of 30 participants. So very excited for that. And intergender, yes, I had to do some things to make that work, including running Steam in offline mode many times, and there was a lot of like transferring of files, and it was a pain in the ass. They do that game does not want you to have intergender matches. They do not want that to happen, but we made it happen, and hopefully they don't get mad at me. And we should have, you know what? I think today I should be getting some wrestler promos from actual wrestlers. Copyright claim still there. Rooting for people like we did last year. Last year we had Shotzi and Corbin and Xavier Woods rooting for different participants, and this year I'm in talks with some people. We're getting them a little late, but we can still cut them in, and hopefully, I don't even know who we're getting, so it's kind of a, hey, can you guys hook me up? And they're like, yeah, we'll hook you up, and I don't know what we're gonna get. I gave them the list of people to pick someone to root for, and we're gonna see who we get, so it'll be a surprise to me too. I'm excited. Okay, They Talk returns the next Sunday. What is that? That is Sunday, the 28th of January. We'll have our first full-length They Talk episode. In the meantime, we've been posting shorts, original shorts. Again, I've said this before, but the shorts being posted as previews, they're not clips from longer episodes. These are completely independent, just original creations that just exist in these short forms. The episodes that we're going to get full-length are not the same movies being covered in the shorts. So far, what is They Talk? Someone asked. They Talk is a season, a show created by Zoran, who fills in for me sometimes as Kill Count host. He was an editor for us for years, and now he is more of a producer. He helps write some of the To the Numbers sketches, and he's often my foil in To the Numbers and sponsor segments. I love the banter and characters that we've kind of created in the Kill Count universe of me and Zoran. I like that where it's almost like a spy versus spy thing where we're just always kind of like trying to one-up each other, and it's so fun to have someone to play off of in the sponsor segments and the To the Numbers bits. He's such a good character of like the goofy neighbor next door. He's such a good Kramer, to have in those segments, and I think he brings a lot of life to those, like especially the sponsor segments. So he has his own show, They Talk, which involves taking horror movies and then dubbing in voices for the masked killers. And he started to do it at the end of the first season, which was 5 episodes. I think we'll have another 5 episodes for this season. But he'll also like green screen in he's like filming original stuff and green screening them into the movies just to add a little bit more originality than just taking the movie footage and dubbing over them. So he's doing that a lot in this season. And again, check out the shorts on YouTube. We have to cut it down to like under a minute and make them vertical for YouTube shorts. So that's one way to watch them, but you can also watch them, I guess, on my Twitter, Dead Meat James. We're posting them there. We're posting them on TikTok and on Instagram. I think Twitter is the only one where it's widescreen, like full frame, full length. I might be wrong because I'm not posting those things personally. We have Spork, our social media guy, posting those for me. But he's already posted original shorts for, what was the first one? Oh, Winnie the Pooh, which was hilarious, and Five Nights at Freddy's. He just did one that's it's all the shorts are gonna be songs, just to make them, just have a through line. And the Five Nights is a parody of the Talking in Your Sleep song that's throughout the movie, so it's a lot of fun. It made me laugh a lot as there's some of the jokes in there. So, oh yeah, go Lions. Go Lions. Won their first playoff game since '92. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Sorry, Rams. But, which films are they covering this season? I haven't cleared, I don't know for sure if Zorn wants me saying which ones are in there, so I'll only say that there were a few sequels. There are a few sequels to movies that were covered last year, complete with returning killer personas and voices. Foxy Solo's great in the short. I know, that makes me laugh a lot. The fucking modem. Is it snowing where I'm at? I don't know when LA has gotten snow. No, I'm in Los Angeles and it gets chilly at nights. Last few days have been pretty nice though, but no snow. Okay, so that's They Talk, and that'll be coming out Sunday the 28th, and episode 5, the finale, and what a finale it is to the season, will be Sunday, February 25th. So that'll wrap up February, and then after that, on Sunday, the 3rd of March, is the Dead Meat Horror Awards 2024. We've got our panel. We've just about locked in our nominees. So again, this year, Chelsea and I will be choosing the 6 nominees for each category, and then we have a panel of 14 people voting on the winner. So if something doesn't get nominated for an award, you can yell at me and Chelsea. If something doesn't win an award, that's out of our hands now, all right? That's a panel of people. We have our selections, and those selections might not win. Statistically, they probably will not win every category as much as we would want them to, but that's how it goes with a panel. So keep an eye out. Mark your calendars. I just love, it sucks that the beginning of the year used to be a chill period for us, and now it's busy because we have the Rumble in late January and the awards in early March. And both of those are a lot of work, especially the awards. We put so much effort into that show. It's going to be just like last year with the budget, but it's worth it. Like, I wish we could have a chill beginning of the year, like a lot of YouTubers who step back or don't try to fight the lower ad revenue and everything going on, but we love those two products, the Rumble and the awards, so we're going to keep doing those. And again, after the awards, we'll have the Sunday releases be Production Tales from Hell, the upcoming brand new series from our friend Chauncey K. Robinson. So, yeah, are we in the Mystic Museum again, or have we found a new place? I think we're going to do a different place this year, just to switch it up a little bit, but yeah. All right, cool. So we've got, I think, is that it? Let me double check. I think that's it. So that's what we got. And now I got my workout, so I've got that going on. And thank you so much for hanging out, coming to these. I love these streams. I'll always say it. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to see you guys at Horror Hound, Casey Walker says. Sure, I'll mention some conventions we're going to this year. We will be at Horror Hound, which is, that is the one in... Clack, 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 clack. That is the one in Cincinnati, right? Yes, Cincinnati. March 22nd to the 24th, we will be at Horror Hound Weekend in Cincinnati, Ohio. So check that out if you're in the area. Also, if you're in the area. I don't think it's been announced on their website yet, but I'm pretty sure we're locked in for Astronomicon as well, which is in Michigan, Livonia, Michigan, our first convention in Michigan. Wow. Can't believe we haven't been to a convention in Michigan. To be fair, there aren't a ton there, but that'll be April 12th to April 14th in Livonia, Michigan. And I am doing better, Shane. I am no longer sick as far as I know, but unfortunately, as soon as I got better, Chelsea got whatever I had and is still coughing. That was why the podcast was delayed a day. The sickness is going around, man. So yeah, Astronomicon will be at, and then Spookala, which I think is back-to-back weekends, which is rough. But yes, Spookala in Tampa, Florida. Yes, the Florida State Fairgrounds. That's April 5th to 7th, and then the next weekend is Astronomicon in Livonia. Boy, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Going on this year. Oh, and I saw some people asking about Matt Pat. Yes, Matt Pat, I think right after last week's stream, I think it was that Monday, maybe? No, I don't know when it was, but Matt Pat announced his retirement from YouTube, which, like I said in a tweet, I wish I had a fraction of just 1% of the business sense that guy has. That guy, he's really built something and expanded it out in a great way, and hopefully a sustainable way that can live on without him being the host. But I get it. He's been doing this. I've been doing YouTube since 2013. Because I count Practical Folks and Comediocracy as part of my YouTube career. It was a lot of work, even though it wasn't my full-time job at the time, but it definitely queued me up and teed up Dead Meat to be as successful as it was. So, I've been doing Dead Meat for going on 7 years, but YouTube for almost 10. But he's been doing it for 13, which is so much time, and it's such a larger thing. And I'm so proud of what he's done. I'm envious. I'm jealous and wish that I could do the same things, and maybe I can't, partially because I live in the niche that is horror, and don't want to do larger movies and genres. But the other part of it is just I'm not as good at business as him. Like him and Stephanie have the mind for it, and the acumen, and the just the sense for it that I don't have that, and I wish that I did. I wish that I could keep up with, I don't know, fucking tax rates and shit. I don't know, but I'm proud of him, and I hope that I can speak to him soon about advice for getting things in a better place with the channel and make it more sustainable. I think we're getting there, though. I've been happy with the amount of work I have to do on kill counts that leaves me to do other stuff, because just like Matt, eventually I want to do other stuff. I want to try and make movies. That'd be cool. Make my own products. But right now, this year, the focus is kill counts back in action, and as strong as ever is the plan. Because I would like to get them back to doing great stuff. That's where we're at. But proud of Matt Pat. He deserves it. He deserves it. Okay. Cool. Am I coming to Oklahoma, Dead Man Samurai? I don't know what Oklahoma has to offer. Do they have a convention? Not this year. I think we're locked in on conventions this year. We can only do so much. We've got work to do that doesn't involve conventions. And when we do the fucking the travel and then the weekends there, that's time we're not working, and we need to be working all the time pretty much. So cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. What happened to Silver Scream Con? Someone said, fucking Spencer won't have people back-to-back years. Even me. Even us. I was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean, like, you can make an exception for us, right? And he's like, no, if you were there last year, I can't have you this year. And so, well, we won't be there this year. But next year, we'll probably be back. But that's his policy. Makes sense. Keeps things fresh. I was hoping maybe we could just slide in there with a little bit of an exception, but it makes sense. It's fine. I heard that Spencer Charnas guy does them back to back. I think he's going on fucking his third one in a row or some shit. So there's some bias there. I'll say that. All right. I love Spencer. All right. Cool. Thanks, everyone. I gotta get to my workout. I forgot to turn on the music during all this. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry. There it is. There's music. Lots of fun. Love you guys. Okay, bye.
you.